Hi, I'm Spencer Williams, interviewing some members from the Boom Booms, and you guys are.
I'm Sean. And I am Aaron.
So tell me, what's the story behind the name the Boom Booms?
I'll let you feel that one.
Most asked question.
In 2006, after a season of tree planting, I went traveling to Southeast Asia. And I remember a lot of the women of the night would say, "Hey, you want to make boom boom? You want to make boom boom?" And I just thought it was like the funniest thing. And I wrote a bunch of songs on that trip. It was kind of sort of a formative songwriting trip. I wasn't writing too many songs before that. And that lyric was in one of the songs that I wrote from that trip. So when we got the band together, a friend of ours that we tree plant with, Eric Brinkman, just before one of the shows, we would just try on a different band name every night. And one night he said, why don't you try out the Boom Booms? And then it stuck.
That's.
You want to make boom boom? Hey, big bamboo, you want to make boom boom?
Big bamboo.
That's interesting. It's interesting. For anybody who's just hearing about you now, what's the best way for you to describe your sound?
Good question.
That's a very good question. Still haven't figured out a good way, but I think I think there's some rock and roll bravado. I think that my approach to singing comes from reggae and soul, and we like creating a sort of frenzy in the shows and the songs. And I think we take world beats from like dancehall and reggae and Latin, and that's kind of the sound, if that makes sense.
This world soul. Start something new.
Yeah, I hear a lot of um, you know, Bob Marley, like Jamaica influence when I listen to your stuff. For primarily when I listen to Lonely, but
Yeah.
and then the second song I heard from you guys, Fire. There's just something about that drum, the opening drum loop that had me like, wow.
That's Mr. Theo.
I also wondered like, what was that song about? Fire.
Fire is about standing your ground, standing up for protecting the environment. The first verse goes, "Don't let words fall lifeless from your lips." It means, use your voice to do what you can to protect the world that you're living in. The fire is gonna burn. It's gonna get hot in here. Fire's gonna burn, but we're gonna stand right here. And then the second verse is like a rap about just standing in solidarity with indigenous nations, basically, that are fighting. And not just indigenous nations. It just so happens that they're living on a lot of the land that's getting taken over or that's coveted by industrial projects. And so they're the most kind of extreme facet of what's going on there. And they get the shit end of the stick because the big corporate powers can just take over the land. And that's what we experienced in Brazil, really, firsthand, for the first time. It's going on, obviously, in BC and all around the world. But when we were out there and getting to see what was happening, we wanted to write a song expressing also our solidarity and kind of promoting awareness of to people that might not necessarily know that things like that happen.
The ability that music has to bring people together has been a big one, and to open doors. I mean, the band we've been all over the place, right? Like we were down in Brazil, we're in Europe, we're in Central America, and music is just like it's like the key to everybody. So it's like no matter what country you go to with good music, everybody gets dancing, and it just
you had one artist, if you had one artist or band that you would like to collaborate with, alive or dead, who would it be?
Bob Marley, John Lennon.
Yeah. I'm gonna go for the alive thing just because then there's gonna be potential for it. Damian Marley. I'd love to do a song or like a live show with that guy.
I want to do a song with Takaya Blaney. We grew up on a lot of like Led Zeppelin, Jimi Hendrix, and that classic rock stuff. The Beatles with the Stones. And then in high school, I got really into soul music. We listened to Bill Withers' greatest hits like on repeat for summers in a row.
To this day.
And so lots of Bill Withers, lots of Al Green, lots of Otis Redding and Marvin Gaye. All those guys were on heavy rotation. We had a couple like we breakdanced for a couple years in high school. And so we had these Tommy Boy compilations and like breakdance things. Like breakdance mixtapes essentially. Of all that kind of like old school stuff. African Bambaataa and that.
Yeah.
I think
Lots
that's...
of hip hop too.
We listened to lots of, the
So,
Fugees,
yeah.
listened to tons of the Fugees. And then,
Lots of Nas, lots of Outkast.
yeah.
Yeah. Heavy dose of hip hop.
And then afterwards we started getting into, like, world music, I guess. I guess it was the Buena Vistas. So many people got turned on to world music by that Buena Vista Social Club album.
Raccoon is the man.
Yeah, so, and then got into this, started traveling to Mexico and got into that, and then kind of branched out to different African music from there. I love, there's an artist named Tabule Rocho from the Congo in the 60s and 70s that I absolutely love. If I had to listen to one thing for the rest of my life, hands down,